Oh my gosh, guys, we just got home before a massive storm just hit. The kids had swimming lessons. Don't mind my hair, I've washed it and not dried it today. I'm trying to let it have a conditioning mask in it because it's been so dry from this cold weather that we had. I was supposed to take the kids out for pancakes, so they had epic swimming today, like really, really well. And it just went black into the sky. I'm like, no, we're going home. So I picked my McDonald's. So they got McDonald's pancakes to have. And we got home and it has been thundering, lightning and bucketing down, which is super weird for winter in Queensland. So I put the heater on and I've declared it a home day today. But I am cooking, because all my vlogs I said I'm gonna try and cook. I'm not gonna do dinner, so I'm gonna bring you into the kitchen. I've got a freezer like full of food. I need to stop making dinners and just start eating the dinners. So tonight for dinner, I'm actually going to be doing, I took it out the freezer. Oh, she's cold. We are having some homemade stew. I made this ages ago, full of veggies. So all I'm gonna do tonight is mashed potato. Maybe mashed sweet potato, because I've got a lot of that still. So that's tonight. Tomorrow night I'm doing my creamy mushroom chicken dish. I've got my chicken thawing out somewhere in there, and I'm gonna post that on my Instagram page, so sharing the recipe with you. Like I said, when my husband likes my cooking, but when he loves my cooking, he brags about it. And I mentioned to him that tomorrow night we're having that, and he was like, oh, can we have it tonight? And I was like, well, no, we've got stew to eat. So I'm not cooking any like savory food today, but I promised my kids, we're home, we're indoors, it's cold, I kind of want to get my oven on because it helps heat the house up. We're gonna make some banana cake. So I have shared, I'll make you a sandwich. I have done a video, I think it was like episode 1 of the Recession Project. I think I've made that banana cake before, but we're gonna make it today. This is probably the only recipe where I use a recipe. Everything else I kind of just wing. This cookbook, the Edmonds Classic Cookbook, it's got, you can probably see that I don't even turn the page, it just stays open on this page all the time. This is the one I've got. This is like one of their top recipes, and I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I love this banana cake. So we're gonna make that today. I've got a bucket load of frozen bananas in the freezer, so that's good because my freezer is overflowing, so I do need to empty it out. So we're gonna start eating some of the frozen foods in there. And this is why I thank my past self, because I've got a freezer full of food. So probably the next week, all you're gonna see me doing is heating up cooking rice, cooking noodles, or cooking veggies, because everything else is done. It's cooked, it's in the freezer. I've got marinated chicken, I've got pulled pork, I've got the brisket, that's a curry, that's a tomato sauce, I've got sausages, the kids have got chicken nuggets, I've got the brisket there, I've got ham up there. Look, my freezer is just jam-packed. We've got another freezer under the stairs full of food as well. Very lucky to be able to do that. But it just means that I get a break for a bit. So we're gonna cook banana cake. I am gonna freeze some of it though. Kind of the point of taking stuff out the freezer. But I'm gonna show you how I cook it and then portion up and freeze it. The reason I freeze it is, one, my kids would just eat the whole banana cake in one day, and we're not doing it that. It's kind of like a bit of a morning tea treat. So by the end of the week, they're kind of over eating banana cake. So I freeze half of it. But I freeze it with a package of icing. So the next time I've got some guests come over or my kids want it, I take the cake out, I let it thaw, and then I can pipe on the icing. You'll understand later on. So this is what we're gonna be doing today. Homebodying it up. Staying indoors. It is freezing. My car said it was 12 degrees outside. And that was probably about half an hour ago. So like 9:30, it was 12 degrees, which is kind of crazy. And now that it is raining and storming, it just
I bet you think that I should calm down, and that I'm overthinking everything about you, and that we're good the way we are. first time. You know we should work it out. You know we should work it out. Before I'm too invested, I should probably ask you all my questions, get to know you better. Like, can you be trusted? Will you take me for granted? And will you let me down? I know I'm feeling something for you. The way you look, the way you laugh, and how you move. It kinda makes me go crazy. But we should take it slow, work things out so you don't let me go. When I come real close, I don't wanna get hurt, 'cause I'm not ready to give you my heart.
Alright, because I'm so impatient. The cake's just come out the oven. It's hot. Nowhere near is it ready to have icing put on it, but I'm gonna make it up. You guys know I don't measure, but I've got my icing and some butter. I usually add in lemon juice. Would you believe I don't have any in my house? So I'm gonna have to work with just what I've got, and that's this. I have in the past put in orange juice to make it orange flavoured, but with the banana cake I prefer lemon. The other thing I've done before and I like, but I don't have any of it either, is passion fruit pulp. So either one full passion fruit, or you could put in some of the tinned passion fruit pulp. This butter is not soft enough. So I'm going to make the icing. Split the icing in half, put the icing into a bag, cut the cake in half. Wow. Put the cake in a bag and freeze it. And then the other half we're going to have for afternoon tea. I've got one playing in the lounge room, one who is supposed to be asleep, and she's doing a really good job of not. She's quite sassy today, you could say, which I just think is going to make my afternoon super fun. I have boiled the kettle. I want to sit down. I also want to update you guys. You don't need to see me. Wow. I haven't brushed my hair or anything. This is just how it naturally dries. It's a bit kinky as a pat behind my ears. I do need to update you on our recent purchase. So I'll get this done. I'll get my tea, I'll get comfy, and then we will chat. Alright, sitting down, little man is having his cake. It was far too hot to put icing on it, but I couldn't wait. And I did find frozen passion fruit in my freezer, so I defrosted a cube and mixed it through the icing, and it tastes really good. I look so tired because I am so tired. I'm still sick. That's yum. I put in like twice as many bananas than what the recipe says, so it's like a real dense, moist banana cake. So anyway, we bought a house. Finally, we bought a house. This house here has been in the works for 6 months. It was the least fun process I have ever been through in getting a house. This is our 4th house. Right down to settlement day, it almost didn't go through. Things just were not working in our favor. We almost pulled we actually at one point we pulled our offer off the table. So we had a signed contract. Nothing was happening, and we pulled the offer off, and then a couple of days later the real estate's like, look, it's gone through, here you go. So we've been through a whirlwind of emotions, but we finally have her, and we love her. I'm actually going out to the City of Archives next week to try and get some more of the history of the home, but there's lots of things that we have to do before we can go into the home. One, we are still leasing here until April. we have done our budgeting and our costings, and it works out more cost effective to have someone renting the property short term, just until Christmas time, until we get all our ducks in a row. And then we're going to start doing some renovations to it and then get it up and running and move in. The house is raised, but underneath is not fully closed out. I am going to do an empty house tour and give you like a full view of the home. We've got a lot of work to do in the backyard. The backyard I've got like 3 huge trees that we need to take out. 1, so we can maximize the yard better, and 2, I think they're just a safety risk down the track. The branches that fall off of them. Our next door neighbors have got a brand new pool put in with a glass fence, and the tree goes over onto their side. And to get these removed is a huge cost. So there's lots of things we're going to do, and I am going to share the process with you. I might even do like more of a sit down chit chat and explain in more details just our journey that we've been on. We actually had a house at Christmas time. The owner pulled it off the market. She had a price on it. We gave her price. She went away at Christmas and then cancelled the contract with the real estate, and she didn't want to sell it anymore. We had a house that went to auction and we missed it by 1 bid. So there were 2 of us bidding, and it was getting up there. We had our strategy, we had our budget in place, and there was a bid, which was ours, and that was our last and final, that was it. And then the guy won $1,000 over us and he got the home. Now, in the bigger scheme of things, you probably think that's just $1,000. Yeah, but we could have bid like another 1,000, and he could have bid another 1,000. And you have to be very clear when you go into an auction. We've been to a few of them. But I think I'm going to share just a video on our journey to get to this point, because it's been an interesting one, to say the least. We're super happy. We've been out there a few times. The kids have seen the home. They love it. It's beautiful. It's everything we want. I've always wanted to renovate a Queenslander. I can't wait to get out to the City of Archives next week and just find out more about her. Most all Queenslanders have a name. So from the original builder, they named the home after them. This home was relocated from a different suburb. So I'm really keen to find the history of it. But we have bought a home. The reason you probably haven't seen me purchasing products and items and bits and pieces is because for 6 months we've kind of known that we're not going to be in this. But I have been doing loads of purchases through Marketplace, secondhand places, and I've got a lot of DIY stuff I want to share with you. Buying an old Queenslander is expensive. They are old. This home is over 80 years old. She is old and she needs a bit of a cuddle in some spots. So when it comes to renovating, we had to be very smart, practical, and stick to a budget. And the home we're going into, I want to totally change the look of what our previous home was to this one now. And I have done some really cool things. I can't wait. Oh guys, my camera keeps going flat. I've got loads of things to share with you through DIY, so stay tuned for that. Alright guys, I feel like I'm always vlogging in this kitchen. One, I fell asleep. I was on the couch 1 minute and the next, whether I was out for like a minute or 20, I don't know. My son was in my face going, "Hey mum," and I just woke up. This kitchen light is really annoying. So I'm up, I'm back into it. Oh my goodness, Can you help me? Of course, darling. I'm really tired this afternoon. Yeah, what was I saying? I'm really tired. I'm not sure if this flu is coming back for around 2 or if it's just lingering. I don't feel sick, I just feel completely drained. And it has been a super chaotically busy week. Going back on the house. The house actually settled on Wednesday last week, but it almost didn't as well. So it was a little bit stressful. We've got some timelines we're trying to meet for a couple of things, and we're getting pretty close to our deadlines for some of it. And I got sick, the kids got sick, my husband got a little bit run down. But I think it's just catching up with me today. So the kids are gonna have some afternoon tea. So I've got my icing here. Actually, let me give them their afternoon tea, and then I'm gonna show you how I bag this cake up. Alright, so this is the cake here. We're not going to get through it in 1 week. We could get through it. I don't want us to. Again, I want my future self to be thanking me for doing this. So I'm probably going to freeze this much. And this is called Right Down now, so I can actually put icing on the rest of the cake. I don't always put icing on the cake. Usually when the kids help me, I do, because it's a bit of fun for them. I'm actually really liking these Ziploc bags too. These are the Ziploc, Z-I-P-L-O-C, because we're too fancy for a K. These were just from Coles. They're really good quality. Like, they remind me of like the really thick IKEA ones. Then what I do, I'm kind of doing this back to front. You can tell that I'm actually getting quite tired. So I usually cut the cake in half, and then I ice the section that we're gonna be keeping out and eating over the next couple of days. My kids are at daycare and kindy tomorrow, so they'll probably have a piece on our walk home if it's not right. It's about to storm again. I don't know what this weather's doing. And my husband might have a piece to take to work for morning tea, and then I might have a piece, and then before you know it, it's all gone, which is good because I've used up all my bananas. If I have more bananas in the recipe, sometimes I'll reduce the sugar content down because I've got so much banana and the sweetness does come through quite well. So this is going to get us through for the next few days. Pop it into my cake holder. This thing's just from eBay. I didn't think I would like it as much as I do, but I really do like it. I do have an eBay video that gives you a run through on how much, where I bought it from, what I think, etc, etc. But then I have this left over, and instead of icing this cake and it getting stuck to the bag, and then I'm going to defrost it. When I defrost it, I can't defrost the cake and then the icing, and it can turn into a bit of a mess. I can't put the cake in the microwave to quickly defrost it because there's icing on it. What I do, I should really use a spatula because a spatula is best. I've actually got a smaller Ziploc bag. Again, I don't love using plastics, but I do make changes around the home where I can. Is I'll put the rest of the icing into this Ziploc bag without spilling any. These are those spatulas I got from Target about a month ago. I really, really like them. They're only $2. They are a much better quality than the Kmart one. The Kmart one I did have for quite a few years and she was dying, but I like these ones because it's all just one piece. The Kmart one actually had like a plastic handle, not a silicone handle. Okay, so all my icing is in my bag. I do my Ziploc bag up, taking out all the air, like so. I feel like this vlog could actually be quite boring today because I don't feel like we've done anything. I apologise. This will go into there, take all the air out, and that will go into the freezer. When I'm ready to bring this out, I've got friends that have come over. I want to make morning tea or lunches for the week for the kids and their school lunch boxes. Take this out. This here will be frozen. I can put this in the microwave to defrost or just leave it on the bench. And then what I do is I snip a hole down here and then I just pipe it onto the cake. Simple as. I found that works really well instead of freezing cakes with the icing on it. If you know, you know. So there you go. That's a little tip. Might be a boring vlog, but that's my little tip to share with you when you're freezing cake. There we go, and that'll just go into my freezer until we're ready to have banana cake again. So on that note, guys, I'm probably going to end today's vlog here. I do have a kitchen to clean. I do have a house to tidy because we have literally been inside all day. It has just started raining. And I'm probably not got anything exciting to show you. I look ridiculously tired. And this light here really doesn't help. Note to self, in new house, get some decent lighting. I think that's what I miss about our old house. When we renovated our old house, We had some really good lighting put in, and the color palette was really good. And this house has been just almost for 6 months driving me insane, because I know I knew there was something coming. But anyway, stay tuned. I do have quite a few DIY projects coming up. I'm going to show you areas that we have really saved, how to budget to do renovations. We were quite lucky. The house we got was already raised. We didn't have to worry about raising it. We looked at so many homes that required raising, and there were too many unknown costs for us, and we just didn't want to go down that avenue. I'm also going to vlog when I go out to the City of Archives. I can't wait to find the history of this house. I'm hoping it's got like something really quirky in there. When it was moved, what happened, maybe the original owners. I do know a lot about the area that we're going to, and it's got some really nice history, and I found some original pictures taken from way back when. And the guy that actually first discovered the area was actually a priest, and they named our street after him. So it's got some really nice things that I'm looking forward to discovering. And I think that's why I like the old Queenslanders. There's just history in them. She suits us. Anyway guys, I'm gonna leave this vlog here. My kids are quiet, so do I have a cup of tea or do I clean? I think I'll have a cup of tea, because worst case is dinner's only mashed potato. I'm heating up the meat and veg. And I can clean later. See you, bye.